Hello everybody. Welcome to the presentation of History of the English Language. My name is Trần Thị Túy Vân. Before we get started, I have a quiz. Let's get what country this is. This is the map of the country in Southern Asia. Its capital is New Delhi. This is the flag of the country. It's the second most populous country after China. And the country that I mentioned is India. As you may know, India is the country with a lot of people who can speak English. And now we move to the characteristics of the English language in India. Indian English is any forms of English characteristics of India. It's the only official language and is a lingua franca in India from Wikipedia. Now about the history. English language public instruction started with the rule of the East India Company. In 1835, English replaced Persian as the official language of the company. Lord Macaulay played a major role in introducing English and in English language instruction to schools in India. Being independent in 1947, English was the only functional lingua franca in India. Now we talk about the characteristics of Indian English. Idiomatic forms which are from Indian languages of literary and local vernacular dialect or mother tongue affected Indian English. Nevertheless, phonetics, vocabularies, and phraseology of Indian English still remain general homogeneity. About the numbering system, Indian English usually uses numbering system of India with a digit grouping. They leave 2 out when giving a range of numbers. For example, 2, 3 languages instead of 2 to 3 languages. About the phonology, vowels and consonants Indian accents change greatly. Indians speak with their native tinged accents. It is necessary to differentiate between the Indian English pronunciation and the received pronunciation to describe the phonology of Indian English. In general, the Indian English has fewer particularities in its vowel sounds than the consonants. About the vowels, the most fundamental one is the use of the long vowels A and O. Diphthong A is pronounced as E. O is pronounced as to O. These vowels do not exist in received pronunciation, which has diphthongs instead. A is words like they, may, play. O is heard in words like no, go, grow. About the consonants, we talk about aspirated versus unaspirated sounds. The voiceless plosives, such as p, t, k, are always unaspirated in Indian English instead of aspirated. The alveolar consonants, such as t, d, are retroflex. The fricatives d are aspirated. T, d is often pronounced as aspirated. P, v, and w. W is generally neutralized to v. W in y for both y and y. They are homophones. Of. They pronounce of instead of of. South Indians tend to curl the tongue for n, n. Sometimes Indian speakers interchange s and z, as in house and house. About the spelling pronunciation, in unstressed syllables, as well, speakers of Indian English would use the spelling vowel, making sanity sound as sanity. Use of d instead of t for d ed ending of the past tense after voiceless consonants. For example, developed. Some Indian English speakers have a tendency to drop the ed ending after k. For example, walked became walk. Many North Indians speak English as speaking Hindi with sing-song quality. Use of s instead of z for the s ending of the plural after voiced consonants. For example, dogs may be ducks. Indian English speakers usually speak with a syllabic rhythm, which shows suprasegmental features. Further, in some Indian languages, stress is pronounced with a low pitch instead of a higher pitch. In received pronunciation, r occurs only before a vowel, but in Indian English, they use r in almost all positions because Indian English is rapid. Now we talk about the morphology. There are many creative features in terms and uses. About the compound formation, it is used widely. For example, cousin brother or cousin sister, sharpest, 15, etc. They shorten words to create commonly used terms. For example, enthusiasm is called enthuse. Enthuse is a noun as well as an adjective. Fundamentals can be shortened as fundus and fundu, which means wonderful or brilliant. They pluralize mass nouns. Example, liters, furnitures, and woods. Prefixes are added to Indian terms to be used in new ways. For example, prepone. Prepone is the opposite of postpone. Suffixes are also added to Indian terms. For example, there are at 5 idom and ism. About the lexicon, the Indian English vocabulary has many special terms and slangs. For example, advertising, vote blank, academic, accomplish, etc. About the acronyms, we have some examples here. ELU means I love you. ABCD means American Born Confused Daisy. About abbreviations, Jan means January. Indian English abbreviations are pronounced the same way they are spelled after they have been shortened. For example, they say SOCSEC for Social Secretary. About the syntax, Indian English is a mixture of English, Hindi, and other languages. They may ask what is a good name to ask about someone's full name in a polite way. There is no subject-verb inversion. What this is made from instead of what it is made from. A and the are used randomly. One is substitute for a, one black lady, or he gave me one book. The and a are often dropped and left out arbitrarily. For example, we are going to temple. Reduplication is used to emphasize an accent. For example, come, come, or replace very. In long, long hair, it means very long hair. About the terms and expressions, they are affected by Hindi language. For example, Acha means good, Paka means pure, or he was doing this thing, that thing, means he was doing all sorts of things. After talking about Indian English, I have a conclusion like this. Indians have made English into a native language with its own linguistic and cultural ecology and social-cultural context. Indian English functions have integrated English into the cultural life of India. And that's all about Indian English. Thank you very much for listening.